Yes.
Okay? So,
Yeah.
this is the document I sent you with different words that you probably will find by reading, by investigating. That is kind of it's a glossary. But today I wanted to ask you, to tell you, why this is doing this. Okay, probably you're seeing these words. Sorry, I'm going to go to the first part that I want you to see, which is a megatrend. Okay, what is a megatrend? For example, it was, but for example, couple of started 2 years ago, but we can say it's still a trend. It's the ugly sneakers, for example. It comes from different urban cultures and also has something to do with diversity, like making it unisex in that case, genderless, making it something that gives a lot of profit to companies, and also some of them involve new technology on like Air Jordan, like being more comfy, being something that you can walk but also do sports with. Okay, the megatrend is the top. Then there is what is called a macro trend. Okay, which, talking about, for example, the ugly sneakers, will disappear. If then I will introduce you to WGSN, you will see that these sneakers will continue to exist. Okay, so it also, I'm not going to go deeply on that, just to understand that they make a lot of business, and involves also lots of advertising, people putting it. Of course, here says government, society, technology. I build up this glossary for you with everything, but in general terms, to understand each other, is something that becomes cultural. Why I say cultural? Because some segments of society identify their gang, their community with that. And the micro trend is something way more small, and that is starting to enter the world of trends. Let's put you, and of course for me, the one that I wanted you to understand is what is a weak signal. That is something that you that live in different parts of, now you seeing me? Yeah? Okay, so let's put you an example, okay? Hi, Vanna! Hello! Nice to see you. So, think about something.
Hi.
Hi, hello!
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I have more.
Yeah,
Thank you. So, hello. Well, the example, a weak signal. Okay. If you work in a world of investigation and trending, forecasting somehow, imagine that I have a t-shirt. Okay. I will explain you later why I wear that one. Okay. But you have a white t-shirt, and there's technology that I just have a pen, okay, and that exists. I'm not talking about science fiction. I love science fiction. I love Black Mirror and all those things. Somehow, other ones not, but you understand what I mean. It's not something that I'm inventing. It's going to be reality. So I just push like that, and my t-shirt becomes red. Then I push again and becomes green. Then I push again and becomes gray. That exists. This is the world of trends. That is possible nowadays. But what happens if that enters the industry? Who's going to buy one gray, one red, and one green t-shirt? So companies are facing this idea of, okay, technology allows that, but that also makes us lose money. Because if I can have only one t-shirt and change color, why I'm going to buy more? Okay, so another example that I want you to think about it. My subject is also that you start understanding the future. So, because you're the young ones. I hope I will not be there when all those things happen. Okay, I'm too analogical. Imagine, for example, women. How many... Well, America was quite different on that, but since I'm a freelance and I go up and down all day, going in my heels sometimes is destroying my feet. And that in the 70s, in the States, was okay, you go in your sneakers, and when you are almost in the office, you change it and you put your heels on. Or even here in Spain, the flip-flops. It's summer, we're under so much heat that I go with, and it's like the little black dress by Chanel. For me, it's a recreation of the same. It's 100 years before, but it's the same. Is okay, I need something that if I have to work until now, okay, and think that, and then I have a dinner, or it's my, I don't know, my partner's birthday or anything, and I have to go and celebrate it. If I have a black dress, depending on how I accessorize it, makes it night and day, right? I can put me a pair of heels and necklace or something in the hair, and then appears more like I dedicated time to my outfit. But if I'm in class with you, I can also wear it with a pair of sneakers and a ponytail. So the thing is exactly the idea that I am explaining to you. Imagine that there are some things that are going to appear like heels. There are prototypes, even bought by the company of Louis Vuitton and other ones, that I can also do like this with a button, and they come from being flat to have 7 centimeters. Why do I need to go with my tote bag wearing a flip-flops or a sneakers or something when I can just push a button? What's the problem on that? Then I might not be able to, I don't know, imagine another outfit because it's not needed. So trends can off, or simply I will not be paying for other things, for a couple of shoes when I can have only one. Mainly, well, besides putting you in this science fiction, which is not science fiction at all, okay, I will show you how all those things come into the fashion world and the industry, and who predicts all that, okay? Technological Annie is going to try to send you the video I wanted you to see, okay? Okay. Goodness. I really need you in a class in Barcelona. Okay. This is, as I was explaining you before, the main platform that every company in fashion, depending if it's public relations, fashion buying, forecasting, styling, teaching, whatever, we use to understand, okay? So, let's see. Tell me that you're seeing this video, please. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Okay.
No problem, it's separate.
I think also sometimes my laptop is overheating, so probably also sending you videos in YouTube and everything. Thank you so much, and apologies. I just don't know. Honestly,
Don't worry.
I was freaking out.
Can you see us right now?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the idea, okay? Because I know it's quite bad. Thank you. The idea is all comes from a weak signal, okay? And there are going to be weak signal. For example, let's put an example of the past that probably you lived. The cycling pants, okay? They were famous in the 80s when I was growing up, but then they disappeared, okay? Some brands wanted to take them back into the fashion world a year and a half ago. Then that was notified by WGSN, which I will be back later, but just to understand the process, okay? You send that to certain influencers. At the same time, WGSN sends that information that is something that people likes. So branding, fashion buyers, stylists start putting into pages of magazines, into advertising, in every aspect, you know. So it's something that they all, is what I was telling you about marketing. They all have specialists, like a fashion buyer that goes to Tokyo, for example, or to China, and see the different, and then go to Australia, and then go to the States, and they start seeing things that can work in all outfits around the world. Okay, this is sociological, anthropological studies. Okay, so this also is sent to companies, and then okay, I'm going to put this cyclist trousers. I just find them okay, but that's the point. Everybody, the taste is for everybody, and then it starts to appear in what we call ready to wear, to big like catwalks. That is a weak signal. It's called weak because it's weak. You don't know if it's going to work. Imagine tote bags. I was putting you the example. 5 years ago, at least in Barcelona, a tote bag was used just to hello Johan, thank you, and apologies. So a tote bag was used just to go to do your groceries, not to a festival of music, or just to have it as your purse, you know. So it's a weak signal. You can identify weak signals, as I always tell if you are here in Barcelona, I will tell you, start walking through these streets, these other ones, and you will start feeling. Or the fact, another weak signal that didn't make it to micro trend, which is the next level. Having again, which was in the 80s, to having again like sparkling, you know, things in your everyday. Okay, it's something that in the 80s we used. Now it was tried by cosmetic industry to put it back into fashion, into high fashion. But when I leave the house, nobody is going with, you know, all this kind of makeup. The nude, to put you another example, that at the very beginning was something like, oh my god, I'm not wearing a lipstick, or I'm not wearing my mascara. It's like, oh, you know. So, and now it's the most demanded makeup, even in weddings, you know. So the idea is these things appear, the industry tries to make it a mega trend, but they have to start with a weak signal. They try, it can have success, it cannot have. It could be a micro trend because, as I said, it can be something very famous in one country, not in another one. Let's imagine, for example, the long beards, the Movember for men, you know? So it can work in certain countries, not in other ones. Or dyeing your hair and, I don't know, lost in translation and put it in pink. It can work in certain moments, but, and especially on parties or bachelorettes or everything, but not in nowadays. But there are things like the I was telling you, the cycling pants, oh yeah, made it to become a micro trend. When they are a micro trend because they appeared in catwalks, then is when Inditex and H&M and all the other companies start saying, oh my god, I can sell with that. So, oh my god, this becomes maybe, and in that case, at least in Spain, made it, and also I know in the States and in Scandinavia, becomes a macro trend. Because even people, like I was telling you, the more that you see an image, things that you thought, I will never wear that, advertising, 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 you end up liking them. Okay? So then it's a macro trend. And if it's something like so big, like I was explaining you about the ugly sneakers, then can become a mega trend, because even Nike, even companies like Reebok or Puma or Adidas start producing them. Because it's a cultural thing. It's I'm young, because it's all targeting. I was telling you, it's very important the target you approach. But okay, it's being young, it's being cool, it's being more or less cosmopolite. They have technology aspects that helps them be comfortable, that also allows you to, like I was explaining you, to not change, because they can go with a miniskirt that I remember when they appeared, I was like, how are you going to go with a dress and those ugly sneakers? But it works. So then becomes a mega trend. Those are the stages of identifying a trend. What WGSN that I was showing you, and I will put you now, and I hope my computer will not collapse, another video of that, is that those agencies that work in fashion forecasting, what they do is have people that can be you in the future. I know you're all wondering what I'm going to do or what I would like to be working in the fashion industry. They have a specialist that goes to traveling all time and see what it could be. Okay, that can work for this part. Even for continent. Oh, this is very American. Like I was telling you, the part of in the 70s going with sneakers to work. In Europe, it was not that common. Or, oh, this works very well in Asia because they are way more into being different, into accepting different kind of colors, and they identify. But they identify with signals. And then they go to their company, in that case WGSN or any other trend company, and oh, seems that this is going on. Other things, for example, there's a moment, last 10 years more or less, traveling has always been something that in fact, if you've seen like the last collection and the first one, Virtual by Chanel in Capri, they always use different traveling references and places to show something, you know, to make you dream that you're there and you're wearing one of those dresses, of course, or at least the, I don't know, the watch, okay? But the idea is, okay, but this is from a weak signal they found out it can work, making it a micro trend. This is why if you look at catwalks, I don't think that you imagine yourself dressed like that, because it's maybe too much. Or, yeah, of course, if you're part of the haute couture club, probably you will wear that. But I don't know if you remember the collection from it was Jeremy Scott, not the part of Moschino, with that Anna De La Russo, Vogue, the Japan Vogue editor, was wearing, that was like kind of going to McDonald's, like a French fries bag. It's too much.